Bucko, mighty Bucko, hello, and welcome.
Greetings.
Welcome to Phil's. And this talk is called By Appointment. And you may have gathered it's something to do with the royals. Now, we've all got appointments. Sometimes we don't like to keep them. Sometimes we like the appointment. Sometimes we want an appointment with a doctor, we can't get it. Sometimes we've got an appointment at the dentist and we're not happy to be there. The other day, I was at the dentist and they said they wanted to take x-rays and I wasn't looking forward to that one for their records. Well, I wasn't too happy with the radiation, so I declined their x-rays. I don't feel there's any need for them apart from paying a lot of money for them anyway. But so appointments. And remember, at the coronation, there was this Grim Reaper type of figure wandering around in the background. And I guess that's all to do with death, isn't it? Which is like an appointment.
It was terrible.
Yeah. So one of my early remembrances of this, by appointment, was when I was younger. My mum brought me a big plate of bacon sandwiches and with toast and a big mug of tea and some fried eggs, and I was sitting there munching away and looking at the HP sauce that was sitting there. And at the time all I thought was, so the Queen has HP sauce with her bacon sandwiches.
Only the best.
And I thought no more upon it. And I've scarcely given it a thought since. Now, me and Phil and Gaz and Bomber Brown, we were all in the supermarket, weren't we? And
yes. With the rest of the peasants.
And we began discussing this. And as we talked about it, it got quite interesting, didn't it? And we thought there's a few bits here for a potential talk.
Hello.
So here we are at Phil's, and it really was Phil behind that mask. So we shall begin. So Phil, what does it all mean by appointment? What does it all mean?
So, officially,
yeah.
Wiki. Let's just wait for this little bit to load. It's just a brief write-up of it they've put. There is more you can go and look at, but it's called the Royal Warrant of Appointment. So royal warrants of appointment have been issued for centuries for tradespeople who supply goods of service to the royal court of a certain royal personages. The royal warrant enables a supplier to advertise the fact that they supply the issuer to the royal warrant, thus lending prestige to the supplier.
There we are.
Royal families of the United Kingdom, the Netherlands, Belgium, Luxembourg, Monaco, Denmark, Sweden and Japan, amongst others, allow tradesmen to advertise their royal patronage suppliers having royal warrant for the charge of the goods to the service supplied. A royal warrant does not imply that suppliers provide goods, services free of charge.
Okay.
Royal warrants are typically advertised on company hoardings, letterheads, products, and displayed by a coat of arms, heraldic badge, or a royal parsonage issuing the royal warrant.
Right.
So
now we've had a situation where Elizabeth II has died after many years. And now Charles III, his logo must be on. And it's fair to say, I think they've given them a couple of years to sort themselves out. If they've, I think, do they have to reapply for this warrant?
Yes.
And they've got to change all the logos. Otherwise, in effect, they're disqualified.
There is more to it, but I think it's 3 or every 5 years.
So
it's like renewing
just clarify
the license.
again with what you read. Are they paying for this privilege?
I believe so, yeah.
They're paying a percentage.
Yeah,
And through the lifetime of the king or queen
yeah,
on the throne,
yeah.
do they get? Did it say they get freebies or they don't get any
It doesn't
freebies?
mention none of that. It just gives it, what did it say? It says, it just leads to the prestige of the supplier.
Yeah. Okay. They feel it's a good thing that's going to work for their business to have the royal emblem on the product.
Yeah.
And I wonder if it works both ways. Like, do they always have to apply for the warrant and pursue the royals' approval? Or if it's such a good brand, British brand, will it work both ways, that the royals may prod them? Come on, it's time you got on board and have our...
Yeah.
Behind the scenes, they're not going to be seen to be pushing that,
No.
but behind the scenes, they may well
It's very odd.
coax
It's very
if
odd.
they're not forthcoming.
Yeah, I've had a look around the supermarket myself on my own, and I've took a few photos, which I'll show you in a second, of some of the produce you find that you've taken for granted that we all use, and it all tends to be the big, well-known brands that have got it on. Some are slightly worded differently as well. If you look at that, there's a lot more worded on that than to others. But also, some products that you think it would be on, it's not on.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some really old brands that go back years and years, it's not on. It's on others. So how do they choose? What do they...
And of course, we're looking mainly today at products that people eat and go into them, whether it's food or drink.
But don't eat that, obviously.
But not, we're not so much looking at, because there's many products, aren't there? There's, in fact, how many warrants are issued at the moment? I've got 800.
I'm going to say I should have kept it on screen as well.
Are there. Shall we look at some of the ones then to refresh people's memories?
Yeah.
Because bearing in mind, they're asking us to have this, and they've given their seal of approval to certain ones. So let's take a look at a few.
So I've just photographed, they're not brilliant, they're only done with my phone. But I've photographed a few well-known ones that you all know. And again, we just took for granted. So there's a big one for you, you should be able to see that.
Yeah.
Coleman's mustard.
Yeah, yeah.
And there it is at the top.
Good old British mustard.
Indeed. And we also have that one. Lane Perrins.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Oops. This one's a bit more difficult because I have to turn the packet on the side.
Weetabix.
Yeah. Weetabix has got it.
Yeah.
Now, people would say, well, that's Weetabix's. Kellogg's got it, but Kellogg's is American.
Okay.
So we also thought, oh, Heinz might have it on.
Heinz.
So that's American,
Yeah.
So it does only seem to be British brands, but a very
What
limited
about
few.
the tomato ketchup one? Is that Heinz?
HP, yeah, it's on HP. Yeah. No, it's on
Heinz?
HP. HP, not Heinz sauce.
Yeah.
HP. There you go. It's on silver spoon sugar as well.
Silver spoon, yeah.
Yeah. And there we go.
Or the
Yeah. So Titan Loyal. So there's your golden syrup. It's on there as well, Liv. And gold on the side of the tin.
yeah.
It's got the gold seal of royal approval. You either like it or you don't like it.
We know what's coming. The Marmite.
It's on Marmite. Oh, and yes. Well, I would expect it to be on this one, Charles.
Yes.
It's on Twinings tea.
Oh, Twinings.
Yeah, yes. But
Yorkshire tea.
you could be a Yorkshire lad and still get the seal of approval on Yorkshire tea.
Very good.
And then, I bet you all like your Chocky Bickies. It's even on the side of McVitie's.
Wow.
So, like we said, this is mainly, and there you go, a really old company there for you, Birmingham based as well. Well, it's American
Cadbury's.
owned. American owned.
Yeah.
Cadbury's. There you go. So, like we said, we're mentioning, but mainly edible products.
Any with drinks or anything?
Yeah, I've got a couple with drinks as well. There you go. That's Robbie and Son. It's got the sun, and it's got the emblem as well. There you go.
Yeah.
And I've never really remembered this one, but it's obviously an old one. Lime cordial made by Roses, and they've got it on as well.
And then there's things like Schweppes bitter
Schweppes,
lemon.
yeah.
There's all the gins.
I think
and
I've got
various
their
things.
Schweppes.
Yeah.
Just to show Schweppes when I took a photo of that. So another old company there. It's on Schweppes. So old James Bond had that with vodka and tonic. And there's another one just to show it that on all their different Schweppes brands. There's a pink soda one, and it's on their bottle at the top as well.
Yeah.
So it's everywhere, but only certain products. Why?
Yeah. So now this raises the question, doesn't it? Do they really eat these things
Yes.
or drink these things themselves? Now that is a very interesting question,
Yeah.
isn't it? What becomes of it? Is a lot of this stuff just shelved? Are they doing it because they really want these things and use them in the palace? Or is it just business? It's just...
Pass the Coleman's mustard, dear.
Yeah.
No.
You don't think they've ever tried some of these products?
I think you gave a good summary a couple of weeks ago. It's almost fact, isn't it? We know. They've got their own gardens and gardeners. Right. They're going to be growing their own fruit and veg. Or they're going to have it supplied from certain suppliers, organic suppliers, I would think. There's not going to be any there'll be no pesticides, nothing.
Right.
They're not going to
particularly
put orange tomato HP sauce down and
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely not at all going to have all the ingredients and all the chemicals. No. So it's highly unlikely.
Daddy, pass the aspartame.
It's highly likely they have their own. They'll have their own meat, their own
definitely
from their
farms,
land.
yes.
And they'll be absolutely certain they're not eating any junk with a lot of the ingredients. So I think a key is the ones that would not have junk on the ingredients is highly likely they may use it, but they're going to have organic. They're going to have healthy stuff. We know. Charles likes olive oil on his bread,
right?
Rather than any form of margarine.
Okay.
Yeah, and now it was written that the Queen, one of her favourite breakfast cereals was Special K. But is this really the case?
Mm.
So and then so if they don't have it, what's becoming of this? Well, I suppose they can barrow it out to the garden parties and the heads of state that come, that particularly they may not be too fond of. They can palm off some of this stuff on them. But I'm sure they've got all their own top quality. Cooks, food, produce, and grown on their own land with their own cattle, and
well, they own the land, remember, as well. So
any other bits on it to reflect on, really?
Well, I think we've covered it all, really. What we know, what we've briefly looked at the last week or two. It's just something that's taken for granted. And I think we all fall into that trap where if it's got it on, you think, oh, it must be good then. I'm going to buy that product.
Yes.
It's got to be good. It's got to be better than the other one. It's got to be better than like Asda's own if it's got that on. But
Well, yeah.
is it?
Well, this is some thought-provoking
Yeah.
questions.
If
there.
you know, let us know in the comments.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay, so we'll leave it there
yes,
and be seeing you.
and we're off to a very
Yes.
certain island. Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
See ya.